And now, stand and cheer for your Summer Classic Basketball.
Hello, welcome to a special edition of Talking Basketball podcast. I am Mark.
I am Paul. Hello.
We are not in the studio today, Paul.
We are not in the studio, Mark.
Where could we be?
We're at the Solent Kestrel's home court.
That's right. You sound very excited about that.
Summer Classic 2024.
We are at the Summer Classic. Some of you may have heard us commentating on some of the previous games, should we say, during the summer period on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, go listen.
First attempt at commentary, wasn't it?
Yeah,
first attempt.
It's a great car crash. We enjoyed it. But here, Mark set up the same thing again. But this, how long's
Mark Jackson?
He's been doing this a little while now, hasn't he?
I think this is like the fifth or sixth Summer Classics based at the Solent Kestrel facility, the Solent University. And I think it's just absolutely grown from strength to strength.
It has grown for sure. It's grown for sure.
And what I love about when teams register for this, they actually get their own Summer Classic kit. So as we can see now, we got a classic. I don't know what the teams are called, Mark. We literally
have no idea. We got pink team, blue team, but it's all classic. I love it. I love it.
Straight away you got a unique kit, and you know what's great about this is, look, we're surrounded by basketball players. Everywhere you look, you're surrounded by players.
I think they're all waving at us because I'm wearing my Dallas hat and I'm wearing my Dallas t-shirt, and they recognise the greatness that is Dallas Mavericks. But no, what a venue, and as we always like to see, a dedicated basketball court. And Paul, can you see a badminton line in sight?
I thank Jesus, no. It's just when you see this purest basketball court, especially here at the Kestrels.
Why is everything not like this?
It just, yeah, exactly. You look at it. I mean, it's a great floor. It's a classic wooden floor.
It's got to be one of the best courts on the South Coast.
Oh, easily. I think you have to go a long way to find another court.
A long way in UK terms, anyway.
Yeah. And you know, we've got. It's all right. Do you want to come and talk to us, Pete?
No. Why not?
We've got Pete Terrell.
Pete Terrell is going to join us on the podcast.
Referee legend talking to us at this moment in time. And
famous not only for his tenure, but his fantastic choice of sock.
I'm 70 now, so I count every game as it comes.
Okay. Well, you still got it, Pete.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, I mean, look, we are. This is as live as it gets.
Do you think
I think some people don't realise when you're recording live, like, yeah, we will
get an on-air sign and just like point to it and go, by the way, because everyone's going to come and say hello, because that's just how it works. But we got more. It's weird. Like every single time, everyone's coming up to say hello. Fantastic. We love to see that. We love to see it.
And look, you got some absolute legends on this basketball court about to take on each other.
Do you know why they didn't put bleachers on the other side of this court? I'm just out of interest.
On the other side of that wall is the outside world.
Oh, okay. So that physically is just a physical thing. I was just curious because when you look at it, you've got a stand up the top there. Would you? I'm looking at it because I love this court. But would you sacrifice the seats at the top for having it pushed further back to have a bleacher on the other side? A little pull out like this one?
No. Like,
I'm going
to give you a bit of knowledge, Mark. And look,
I'd love to see this.
I cannot verify this fact.
This knowledge.
But when the Solent Kestrels won 4 Div 1 championships, they were looking to progress into the BBL.
Well, that makes sense.
They had the team to do it, and they had played some BBL teams already in some cup competitions, like the Eagles,
successfully.
Plymouth, and the challenge they had getting into the BBL, this court did not satisfy the BBL requirements.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, that's where their funding started to have challenges.
That's a real shame. I mean, it's funny though, isn't it? Because it's like when you look at that, you go, you want to have a step up. You've got the infrastructure, you've got everything in place. But what's funny is that when you're looking at everyone around and surrounding a whole setup, sometimes it's just so much more than the building, but inevitably it always comes down to how many people can you be.
And look, this I think that side of the building
looks cool.
You can get maybe I'm assuming say 500 in there.
Yeah.
Maybe 6, maybe. But again, when we looked at this before, the BBL requirements were like 1,000. So and it was a shame because the Kestrels had a bloody good team. They had a bloody good team that time.
And there are teams, before anyone says, I mean, we've said BBL, now it's the Super League basketball, obviously now, but at that time there were teams in the league who actually had attendances that were far lower than 1,000, even though they put that as the benchmark. So it's always about, we talked with Paul Blake, the word sustainability was the most common theme in this, and I think that's relevant now because you look at what Mark's done here, and you look at the basketball games that we were hosting over in the summer. You look at what's going on in not just in Southampton but across the South Coast, across everywhere in the UK. I've had people saying we've got World Championship basketball here, 3-on-3 tournaments. Sustainability basketball in the UK is here. There are people who put in their time, effort and love into the game.
And look, what I was trying to highlight, the standard of basketball that we're about to witness take on each other. So Mark, look, just going through some of the legends on the court at the moment. You got Mark Jackson, former BBL player.
Yes, sir.
You have got one of the Teasdale brothers, Craig Teasdale, playing for FIBA GB in the Masters over 35s. Down the other end, you got Luke Atfield, who's playing for Worthing and Brighton Bears. And there's some Portsmouth Force players in this lineup as well, with big man Alex Grant, Johnny Phillipson, and some Kestrel players as well, Matt Hughes, and rumour has it Elliot Dadds is somewhere in the building.
Oh, really?
It'd be great,
cool.
to get him on.
That'd be cool to get him on. Do you know what?
You got former National League Ryan Payne warming up there, so he played for Solent Stars. Mike, you know him. We had him on the show. Solent Stars and the Portsmouth Smugglers.
Yes, sir.
Hey, look, you know what is interesting? The referee's got shorts on.
Right. What do you mean the referees have got shorts?
It's that hot. They got shorts on. Some handball Hornet players as well.
Well, there's that whole thing of for the love of the game, and I know it's a quote, it's also a film title, etc. But I think when you see tournaments like this, everyone is here. Why? Because they just love playing. It's not because they want anything more than that. Yeah, you want the kudos. Yeah, you want to win. Of course, you do want to do a championship, but they just want to play. They just want to get involved.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of representation from the FIBA GB and the what's the other one called? Maxi.
That's all having a whole thing at the moment, isn't it? So I don't know if that's.
There's a lot of representation. So yeah, look, we're getting this game is it's just about to start. Look, Jordan Walker on the court as well. He's playing for one of the teams, and
do you know, it's weird because I don't think even if we had home and away last time we did the game, having the scoreboard on, I don't remember if we saw that. There was maybe a glitch of that, so it's nice to see that that's up and running this time. I just like it. It's just a nice vibe, isn't it? It's nice for people to be here and people having a good time. I'm surprised there's not many more, but it's a Sunday.
You're surprised there's not more what?
People up there.
Oh, don't forget, you have got the other court that's full as well.
That is very true.
And that's where I believe there is Andy Rowlands.
Yeah, Mr. Rowlands with
Portsmouth
some of the
legend playing on the other side.
I believe some of the FIBA people are in there. Are they playing in the court next door? That's right, isn't it? Is it FIBA or Maxi? Is some players up there?
I think Andy Rowlands is playing. Here he is. Andy Rowlands playing with some
slid out the door.
FIBA GB guys. Mike Lewis, he's definitely in the house. You won't be able to miss him, Mark.
No.
He'll come over. 7'4".
Well, I mean, yeah, it's difficult to miss someone that large, isn't it?
Let me see if I can get the attention of Portsmouth legend Andy Rowlands. He's looking exhausted from playing.
Well, I mean, there's just a nice vibe on something like this, where people are just playing, because a lot of these people, like
I
Paul
can
said,
run and go get some guests, Mark, if you want.
we can get guests, of course we can. But a lot of these people, like Paul said, this is almost like keeping your hand in, isn't it, during the season? Because the other season finished, the next season is going to be coming up, and a lot of people are looking at this thinking, this is my chance to keep my hand in during that, I won't say downtime summer. I know, like,
Do
the
you
NBA
see that
players do
move
it.
by Ryan Payne?
That was a nice little.
He just rolled back
little
the
ball.
clock by 20 years.
You know what?
Driving in and dishing it down.
I saw a little clip from LeBron the other week, and he was talking about rolling downhill. And he was telling these juniors that he was teaching, he's like, I don't want to see anyone do like a roll and roll away for some sort of crazy fadeaway. He's like, if you're going to roll downhill. And that's exactly what he did, straight to the hoop.
I just realised,
Really?
is it Briggs for Solent Kestrels, number 15 down there as well? What a player he is.
Oh,
Is it Briggs?
Looks like it.
Is it Riggs or Briggs? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't remember what I had for breakfast, mate. I struggle with everything like that. So, we've got all the signage around for Stigger table tennis. That's kind of cool. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Stigger table tennis. Now everyone else has heard of Stigger table tennis. But we've got some banners all around. They've made a whole thing. There's a DJ in the corner, which obviously you can all hear. But although, we're promoting here the SouthCoast Classic, and Mark and all the work he's put in, and all the people that, they're going to come over and say hello. It's just, we're really doing this more to promote all homegrown basketball in the UK, wherever you are.
And I tell you what a great moment we just saw, where you've got Johnny Phillipson, current Portsmouth Force guard, defending Ryan Payne, former Portsmouth Smuggler guard, and that was quite physical. And that looks like that was a great moment, Mark, wasn't it? A little bit of physicality between the youth and the experienced.
Well, Ryan's got to balance it these days, haven't it? You're going to start going into that trap that we've all gone into, where you get a dad bod, and it's too easy to do. Once the kids start coming along, it's easy to go down that spiral.
He ain't got a dad bod. He's still playing at this.
No, I'm saying
this level.
That's what I'm saying. He's doing well, but he's you blink and you miss it. We've all done it. Suddenly 2 months you let yourself go, and you're like, what? Oh, I haven't got my first step anymore.
That is interesting. I don't know this guy's name, but
always a good start.
Number 3, Mark, on the blue team, and as Briggs drives in with a powering layup. Number 3 on the blue team is a future Portsmouth Force player, is my understanding.
I think it's nice seeing a lot of these players, like you said, that they're playing for different teams, but they're all coming together and playing quite well as a unit at this level. Obviously, when you get higher, you start...
Oh, no! That's not what I want to see. John Walker, the ref is being kind. Some of the players are looking away with a smile on their face. It's always amusing when someone gets a kick in the testicles, Mark, isn't it?
It's, yeah. That's the Sunday gift that keeps giving, for sure.
Oh, dear. Is he going to walk it off?
I don't know why he's rubbing his knee, though.
That was Jordan Walker.
Ain't down there yet.
Oh, dear, that's Jordan Walker did that. That was great. Some of the spectators were with big smiles on their faces as well.
That was ambitious, but drew the foul. That's what you want.
I'm waving now. See if I can get guests.
See if you can get guests.
Hey, you know
just
what?
Wave at random
What
people.
also, Mark, I can tell you now is you've got some Basketball England coaches
Yes.
in the facility as well.
That's good.
I can't.
I was appreciating the free throw. I appreciated the free throw going in. That was nice. That was silky as well. I actually came up with a theory, because you keep calling me out on this whole free throwing, and I was deciding whether I should do something where I put up some free throws and measure them, like genuinely measure them.
Oh, there you go. So, Mark, sorry, Vicky Milner's over there.
Yeah.
Solent Kestrel's coach. Great coach. What she's done for the basketball. in the entire South Coast.
I mean, I was going to say let's grab her, but I don't think we can say stuff like that these days. Let's call her over. Is that a better way to say it?
Yeah, it's quite difficult being stationed in one spot trying to wave at people. I'm getting a lot of people wave back. They're not getting the hint that I want to speak to them.
Well, just go walkabouts. That's the easiest way to do it. Simple as that. I would get you the separate microphone, but then you won't be able to hear yourself, so it's kind of pointless. But why don't you just go walkies and go grab someone?
Right, Mark, I'm going to go and get you a guess.
Lovely. So yeah, I'm going to tell you about my idea, because then Paul can't hear it and then he can't complain about it. I was going to put up 20 free throws, maybe 25, 30, I don't know. I mean, they will be shocking. They will be terrible. I just don't play. Not anymore. But I always make a moan about people being good at free throws. So I come up with a theory that what if I did that and then spent a period of time, month maybe, is that fair? Or 2 months, something like that, where I practice. And I've got some courts and outdoor courts nearby. And we go down, I do the practice on those. And then we measure the test and do it again and see how much it's improved. And then surely that gives a good indication of can you improve it. If you take someone who hasn't played for a long time, can I dust it off and actually get them in or not? So that was my theory about doing a little test, and we're going to see
I'm back.
when we're going to run that. He's been walkabouts.
Well, I'm out of breath.
Wow.
We've got
always a good sign.
I almost broke into a sweat there. We got one of the organisers. Mike,
Amazing.
you remember this guy? We went to school with this guy, Carl Moyes.
Yes, sir.
Carl. Huh?
Helps if I put it to my face, doesn't it?
Move that around.
That's awfully odd.
Yeah. It's very unusual when you hear your own voice for a few times.
Yeah, my missus would probably say the same. Carl, I've had enough. Come on now.
So, Carl, look, you and Mark, you set this up. This is this the 5th year?
This is 4th year. Next year will be our 5th anniversary. I'm looking forward to the 5th anniversary because this was all set up post-COVID. We set it up originally with Ollie Marsh was involved, we had CJ involved, and, it's grown. It's gone from strength to strength. I've enjoyed it, but at the same time, I'm very aware that, you can't really do the same thing twice. We're going to struggle to make it bigger. We need to go a little bit more national with it. So I'm interested in trying to invite some teams down from up north.
Yes.
If we could do a duplicate up north, that would be absolutely fantastic. But if we can't, then we'll have to send out some invitations, see if people answer the call. Because we got some great people going down. I mean, obviously you've got big links with FIBA, you've got big links with Maxi, and you've got all the players, or a big chunk of the players that play coming down, as you boys know. And it's nice getting some of the older boys showing the young ones that, sometimes ball movement will outdo your pace.
Yeah, and we even in this game, we were just talking about, before you came on, we saw some of the interaction, like I said, with Ryan Payne and Johnny Phillipson. Like, there's a 20-year gap there in their National League careers. But look, on this court, they look all right.
Silky.
I mean, Payne is solid. I had a very short, very, very, very short stint for a few minutes at Solent B years and years ago. I had like 3 games and then I was done. I did not have the skill, but watching them play, it's a wonder to behold. But it just proves fundamentals last a lifetime, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you can't knock it. I mean, even seeing next door earlier with Andy Rowlands and his little lot, Danny Leagri as well, you're sitting there thinking, yeah, get your footwork right, you're fine.
Look, I mean, one of the things we noticed straight away, we love the kits, the fact that when a team signs up, they get their own unique kit to play in with, so there's no colour clashes whatsoever. But how long does it take for you and the guys to set this all up?
I would like to start getting this planned from January.
Oh, wow.
But I'll be honest, we end up doing most of the planning just before the start of the Summer League, because a lot of the players that come down obviously play in the Summer League, but we probably get it done in about 3 months. It's intense.
Ouch.
Wow.
And don't get me wrong, my missus is an absolute saint, because she puts up with me travelling away. I'm Gatwick Airport way, so I don't really spend a lot of time at home in the summer.
Oh, wow.
Got a 1-year-old, got a 14-year-old, 11-year-old, and they come down and they hang out and they think it's a great blast. But the amount of patience which my family has to put up with this is fantastic. I make it sound like it's bad. It's not. It's a great crack. It's a great laugh. It wouldn't exist if everyone didn't want to get involved and want to have fun themselves. So everyone makes a sacrifice, and we do appreciate it because it's not easy. You know, refs get stick from people, officials having to do whatever. We've got streaming happening today as well.
Refs only get stick if they make poor decisions.
They are hired to get stick. That's the sole purpose of them being on there. So someone's fault.
I would say when you've got referees like Pete Terrell down there, you know that says to me something about the standard and the quality.
I appreciate that.
I love Pete Terrell. I think he's one of the best referees.
I love
on
his
the
sock
South Coast
collection.
from my position.
He's a nice guy too, you know. Yeah,
Absolutely.
they don't mess about.
For me, when he refs, you see his experience just shine through.
Consistent.
And he is consistent.
Yeah.
So
I'll take that. I mean, we have to delegate some of the roles out, like coordinating the refs, coordinating the table officials, because we have limits as to what we can do. But I kind of feel like all the players sign a waiver, as you probably do for most tournaments. I feel like we should put one in for the refs, you know. Abuse is part and parcel of the job.
Yeah.
If I make a bad call, I take it on the chin.
Hey, you said that almost as a Hamble Hornet player flew into one of the referees, Nigel.
Yeah, no, it's a good crack. But no, going back to the question, organising, yeah, it's intense. It takes a lot to do. Designing the kit, we went back and forth on this kit probably about 3 times. I know that probably sounds a bit daft, but you'll put one together, you'll like it, you'll sleep on it, you'll wake up, you know, share it with a couple of people. Some people don't want it. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. What we had the most trouble with was the Summer League jerseys, because trying to make custom, I mean, these are all just different colours of the same template, obviously.
Yeah.
But the Summer League one, trying to get a little bit of character that was different for everybody. Some of the things were just really easy to figure out, like the Portsmouth Force.
Yeah.
Comments, it was a Force guys, but not the actual team. That was fairly easy to figure out. But some of the guys that we know who were just a mishmash, we just had to get creative. I mean, my favourite kit on that one was the Wolves kit, which was absolutely beautiful.
They were cool. Those kids were cool.
Mr. Rowland's making a sneak peek.
Oh, he's sneaking around, is he?
Yeah, but no, it's. We appreciate you coming down. It's a long way to come across from Portsmouth.
Oh, it's only 20 minutes.
Down the motorway.
If Johnny Phillipson fires a 3.
A little swing down the road. Nothing compared to going in
MVP
Gatwick.
at the Summer League. No, Gatwick.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, that's the one thing we noticed in the actual Summer League final. The actual standard was
That's great.
pretty intense, wasn't it? Look, it was the final for me looked like a National League Div 2, Div 3 standard.
I'll agree with that. And this is, if we could repeat it all over the country, we would. I've got nothing else to say about.
Nice.
Because it's only going to grow if we get more people involved.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
I mean,
Well,
I've seen some tournaments where people are trying to do stuff like this, and they're doing it locally in certain places. But like you say, the amount of effort and time it takes for people to do tournaments is just gigantic. So some don't last. They do a one-off for a one-off event, but that's kind of where it sits.
I mean, could you imagine if we did a roaming tournament once every 8 weeks, different city?
Blimey.
That'd be great fun.
Yeah, that would be
I'd be
great fun.
knackered, but it'd be great fun.
That would be great
see
fun.
home.
Be a lot, that's a lot of travelling.
No, it's good fun though. But I mean, you guys have gone strength to strength as well.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Slowly, catchy monkey.
I loved the Colin Irish podcast. Obviously, being a To The Hoop camper many moons ago.
Yeah, dust that off.
You know, it was great to hear his voice. It was
I don't think people realise the impact the To The Hoop camp had.
Yeah.
I mean, it got to the point where you had international, I guess, students of the game coming down. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially as well.
You got some Americans. You start coming to it towards the end.
But that's why all the grassroots stuff's so important. That's why when you're having not only the juniors play, but then you have tournaments, and then you have all of these feeding things. It's like all of this is the stuff in the community, effectively.
Yeah.
And you know, some people say it's for the not for the love of the game, but it's often all just
Move
localised.
coast to coast.
So having, like you said, something that goes around.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take on things.
Yeah, I mean, because no doubt we wouldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't for that. And, you know, we see what Craig's doing over with Chainnet in Portsmouth, and he wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't for all the stuff that he had happening.
Yep.
And it's
As Luke Atfield hits a 3
my days.
from way beyond the arc there, Mark.
That was an early
days.
Christmas present.
It's like we're doing a podcast and commentating at the same time. As Mark Jackson gets absolutely hammered by Luke Hatfield down the other end. I mean, look, you got to be brave. You're trying to shoot over a 7'2" player.
Wow, I mean, if Steph can do it over Wemby, I mean, that's a beautiful picture. You saw that from the Olympics.
Yeah.
Look, Luke, he's not even jumping to catch the ball.
Just turn into Globetrotters. Jesus, Luke.
That's the nice thing, isn't it? It's a competitive game. Everyone's going for it, but there's no I say not the aggression, but it's just those bits. It's just everyone's here because they like playing ball.
Yeah.
And I think that's sometimes importantly missed in some games.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to the final with T. Graham's team. They're looking pretty stacked. Sam Akano and everyone else versus Hoobusters with some local great players on. I think that again is going to be to the same standard, but I don't think it'll get intense, but it will be controlled. I think
Controlled aggression.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, yeah. Fair play to the rest of controlling that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
What a
it's
pass by Craig Teasdale there.
if we're
Like, I saw those passes for 20 years. That's why he played National League for 15 years.
Oh, he's
Mark
sneaking
Jackson
on,
sneaking on the
sneaking on.
baseline for the
quarterback
3.
sneak.
Ah, that's a rare airball.
Outrageous.
I think there was a bit of wind coming through the door. We won't talk about it.
That was from us talking. That's what
Yeah,
it was. We were
that's what-
talking. It just
He
caught the
wanted
edge of
it
the
right in
ball.
front.
Yeah.
It was the distraction.
I like it. The quarterback
Right, well,
sneak.
Look, I gotta say, I'm sure Mark shares my words here, where we just say, look, the work that you've done, the work Mark's done for this tournament is speaks for itself. Just what you see here speaks for itself.
Wow, honestly, we appreciate it a hell of a lot. Just hearing that means a lot. So, yeah, anyone in the area wants to get involved, come down and play every summer. We're not planning on stopping it. I'm not planning on stopping it. If people want to buy some kit from us as well, then we're not going to say no to that either.
Lovely.
There is some kit available, Mark.
Yeah, of course. You've always got to have the swag on standby.
There you go,
Oh,
Mark.
mate,
Well,
absolutely.
because we're here, I've been told we do get a £5 discount.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
True. 25% off for you boys.
Lovely. That's what I like to hear.
Right, I'm going to go.
Brilliant,
and
Carl.
update some
Thanks very
tables.
much.
I
Appreciate
the
that,
help.
mate.
I'll,
Appreciate that, mate. It's on a stick. Oh, is it broken? Is it?
He's taking the stick. He's
taking
taking
the
it with
stick
him.
with him.
He's taking it all with him. He's off.
See you later, boys. I'm taking it.
See you later, buddy.
He's actually broken the stick.
That's all right. I'll fix it.
All right. Well, you're just left with me now. Talking away on my own way. When they're saying stick, there's basically the mics on these like boom, like stands which you can move around and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what just came loose from the table.
He wanted a souvenir. That's what it was. He's like,
Ash
I want
Briggs.
this.
That's what his name is. I'm sure it is. Ash Briggs.
That's what you're going
player.
with, is it?
Fantastic player.
That's going to be your final.
Yeah.
Well, we actually, funny enough, we were talking about this here. There's a World Club Basketball Tournament. And guy who actually set that up, Eric, give a shout out to him because he actually sent some details about that. And that's up in London.
Luke Hatfield just took someone's head off.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you're going to get in front of the big man.
Hey.
You're going to get chopped.
When Luke Hatfield sets a pick on you, you know about it.
Damn right. So, yeah, Eric just sent some details about there's a 2K24 UK tour going on in the reunion. They have the Ballaholic and the Bone Collector. They're going to be at this event, which I thought was really interesting. And that tournament's going to be set up. Go check them out. Go check out their links. Hastings, Sussex, London, anyone around those sort of areas, go check it out because it's going to be really, really good. And that's World Club Basketball. That's going to be going on soon. In 14th or 15th, I believe. One's in St Leonard's Academy. And That's the 14th, 15th of September. So yeah, go check out the page and go check out Eric. He's got some details on that. But same as this sort of thing.
See if I can get you another
going to see
guest.
some ball. But you're going to see Ballaholic and Bone Collector. So they're well known. They've got like 1.2, 1.3 million views.
Hey, our guest left his phone on the table. That we could send messages on his behalf.
We could, and he's got a bottle here that says Malaga on it.
Here he goes. This is a former guest of the show. Hang on.
And any bottle that has Malaga written on it looks suspiciously like
He's representing FIBA.
Yeah. There's
FIBA
not.
no, sorry, Maxi basketball.
That's not orange juice or
You're
water, is it?
representing.
Representing everybody. Our team this weekend. Too far away, was it? Yeah, our
There you go.
team this weekend is combined.
Hang on, sorry, Andy Rowlands is here. Did you say that?
No, you did.
You did.
Former guest of the show, Portsmouth Pirate legend, team manager of Portsmouth Force
That's
at the
right,
moment,
yeah.
and Maxi basketball over 55, captain
Not captain for Maxi,
over 50.
just a player for over 50s.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we played this weekend. We've bought combined team, FIBA, GB and GB Maxi Ballers together, competing, over 50s. We've got guys ranging all the way up to 60-year-old playing in this tournament today.
Wow.
And, like one pointed out, we played a 16-year-old and we got a 60-year-old.
There you go. So, I mean, like we were saying about the organisation of this actual event, seems pretty cool. So, as someone competing, would you agree?
Yeah, it's an amazing event. Love to see more of it. Love to get these guys down and play in the summer league, but we're from all over the country. So I've got guys came in this weekend: Leeds, Hull, Bristol, Exeter, and the Midlands. We can do it for a weekend, but we can't do it for a week thing or every week. So it's what it is.
I'd love to see if they did it as there was a north-south at some point. Is this a South Coast one? There must be a North Coast one or something, and then maybe there's a
Midlands thing.
a middle of that.
I'm sure there is.
Well, it just needs to get the people together to do the organising. Mark, Carl, Ollie, the guys that run this have got, they've got it all sorted. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's nice and easy. Maybe just another venue, make it a bit bigger.
Have you finished for the day?
We finished for the day. Yeah, we finished on a winning streak.
Oh.
And where have you finished in the standings?
We finished on a winning streak.
So what he's
I
going to
see.
say?
No, so today was our only win from the weekend, but it would have worked out. I think we finished ninth out of 10 men.
So you finished undefeated, technically.
No, we finished on a winning streak.
Nice.
With we only came with 8 players. 7 players because one wasn't going to be able to play anyway. One picked up an injury during the weekend, so basically finished with 6 players.
And some of the players on your team, I've seen them, but just for our listeners, who have you been playing with on your team today?
All right, so we've got Paul Fox from Bournemouth, myself, obviously. Paul Foster played Birmingham Midlands, Danny Ligari at Midlands as well, Andy England from Hull, Alberto De Andre from Leeds, Steve Millam plays for Webber over in Bristol way. So
there's people travelling.
yeah, and Rob Bryn from Exeter.
Yeah, fair play to them.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, that's what it's the Maxi team. That's why they're coming from everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
It's
That's the one thing I'd say about the FIBA and the Maxi guys who participate. They travel.
yeah, we travel.
We actually said earlier.
You travel
about,
like 3-4 hours for a
is
training
this one of the
session.
best courts on the South Coast? Is it the best?
I would say it's
You're
the
the most seasoned man here.
You're saying I'm old?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say yes. This is the best court I've seen on the South Coast.
I think one of the
There's-
things that we haven't talked about is the actual like scoreboard as well. It has all, you can have all the individual, as Ash Briggs drives into the centre of the key. Look at that. Sorry, as you can have all the player names on. You can see their fouls, see their points, all in real time.
It's a nice. It's not just a nice venue; it's a nice floor.
It's a lovely floor.
It's a lovely floor, isn't it?
I mean, the other floor next door is just as nice. It's just got all the lines on it and
Dirty, unforgivable.
It's got the basketball lines, the netball lines, and probably the best sport in the world, badminton lines. 'Cause I know you love badminton.
The best sport in the world, Paul.
Yeah.
He's not debating to it, and he does not want to recognise that badminton exists.
Put it this way, I overheard, I think it was the London Phoenix girls turn up yesterday, and as they walked in, they said, "Oh, isn't it nice to see a court with only basketball lines?"
Yeah. A purist basketball court. That's
So
the
I
words
always thought that with the when the Americas played some of the games in London before they went over, and they did a couple of the games in I can't remember what the facility was, but it looked really, really nice. But you go, I'm not saying it's embarrassing, but there's something embarrassing about them going, could they not have found a court that was just a basketball court?
Yeah.
And there just aren't many dedicated courts anywhere.
No, there aren't. I think there's one or two, and that's it. It's
Even all the big venues have a mat or something that they'll roll out, won't they?
Yeah. This season or last season, Plymouth, they've got their own. It's not a mat, but it's a set of jigsaw pieces almost that they put out. It takes them 3 hours, I think, to put their court out.
Really?
Yeah.
But it then is a dedicated court, isn't it?
A dedicated court, and then they've got obviously 3 hours.
Have you been on it? What's the feel like?
It's what they've got at Plymouth are wooden tiles, so they're big wooden rectangular
So
tiles.
that's not dissimilar to the NBA courts when they bring them in and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've got a company that come in, lay the court, they play the game, and then they take the court down.
Oh wow. I mean, I've seen them do it. I've seen the mat things. I've seen the actual big piece ones, but I've always wondered what they're like in terms of the feel.
Yeah.
Because they're laying it, wood on a wood. There's going to be something.
There's going to be a little bit of potential give.
I mean, if it gives you more spring, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
If it's kinder on the legs.
Yeah, I think they possibly put an underlay on it.
Yeah.
And then they put the boards down. But yeah, I've played on.
Nice shot from Jordan Walker there.
The hard plastic corks.
Yes. I don't like them.
They're nicer than playing on concrete though.
Yeah.
So if you're playing outdoors and you've got the hard plastic, other than you get some really funny markings on your legs if you take the hit on the floor.
I think some of the problems we've had, certainly in the UK, because I know people in different countries they have like the asphalt floors.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of like the gravel courts outside, and they always put me off because it was you're just sliding everywhere and
gravel courts, no.
Yeah, it's just a no, unfortunately. And they were lent on for quite a long time. It's look, we've got the ring. And you go, no one's playing on that. It's just so it's nice seeing that some of these are making it out there into the wild now.
Yeah.
Some decent courts.
I mean, I've played the tournament in Venice a couple of times, and they actually have big plastic, the hard plastic squares. They lay the whole court out on that on a concrete floor.
Oh wow!
So you've got a little bit of give, and it's a nice court to play on.
So I was talking with Georgia, we had on a little while back on the show, telling us about Panathinaikos, and apparently they've actually invested and they're going to get the floor because they're now the EuroLeague champions. They're getting that glass floor. That was in the All-Star game.
Yeah. Oxford have got a glass floor as well.
Well, I was going to say, you're a man who knows about those sort of things. Are they good? Do they feel good? I hate the look of. Love the idea, but I just hated what they did in the All-Star tournament. Yeah. So I'd like to see it done a little bit more subtly, shall we say?
Oxford, it's just black glass.
Yeah.
And they've got a switch panel that they can basically say what lines are going to be on the court.
Oh, okay.
So you can put just the basketball lines out, you can put badminton, volleyball, netball, and that's what you get.
Just delete the badminton profile, just get rid of it.
Yeah. But yeah, they're not too bad to play on.
No, I just wondered I wonder what they're going to do with it, because I do like the idea of they could do something interactive. My concern is it done for the viewer on TV or is it done for the person in the crowd? Because the person in the crowd, if you start seeing things going on down here, that's going to be a bit annoying, I think.
Yeah.
You might as well have I won't say like a green screen effectively, but the court as a green screen. And then for the viewers at home, you can do whatever you like, animation.
Yeah.
But if I'm there watching a game, I'm looking at the players. I don't really want to be put off by seeing stars coming out the back of someone going up for a dunk. And how do they know the dunk's going to go in? Or sounds a bit NBA Jam.
It does, doesn't it? It'd be interesting to see what someone who's at a game when that's going on says, because it could be, like you say, it's only done for the TV, and the people in the crowd are going, they just see a normal floor.
I mean, you'd like to go on the old glass court, wouldn't you? The one with like the All-Star game, because that's what Panathinaikos
I'd like
are
to
getting.
try
to.
any of it. Yeah, definitely. I'd like to try any of it, see what it's like.
He just wants to get on the court again.
Trying. Well,
I saw the picture.
The Bane mask. What you were? Yes, I'm Batman. That's what it kind of.
I was born into it, molded by it.
But look, all I would say is there is a lack of face protection in the basketball world, definitely in the UK from what I've seen. So when you have injuries around the teeth especially, it's like, oh, just put a gum shield in. Well, okay, I can't, because a gum shield, all that does is distribute the blow across multiple teeth so you won't lose it. Well, it's been established, any blow, those 4 teeth are going to come out. So it's like, I can't have any impact. So that's why I've got this mask, which you would say is this Bane mask that kind of comes over in front. And yeah, I don't think any refs will sign it off. So that's why I'm not really getting too excited about playing again.
Yeah. Well,
you know what refs like, give me a little excuse for power.
It was good you got back out there, mate. It's proud of you for doing that, because that's not an easy thing to just decide, I'm going to get back on the court. There's a mental thing to it that people don't really appreciate with injuries. That
No.
There's a whole thing with that.
The other option you could have, I mean, the guy that plays for us, he's got a full clear face mask that he straps on.
Does it go over the jaw?
It covers the whole face.
Oh, right, yeah.
And over the jaw, because he's actually had part of his jaw removed.
Oh, is he here?
He was here. I think he's probably gone now.
Oh, if you can ask him where you can get something like that. I think it sometimes, as we've got a half-court shot. No, airball. If you can find out for me.
Yeah, I'll do that. No problem.
Where it is. Is that the end of the game?
No, third quarter. That's why there's a big number 3 out there.
Okay. Well, I've got Andy. Can you come back and talk to us?
I can come back
because
and talk to
I've
you.
got a guest who's playing in the next game. A fantastic guest who's going to come on, and we've literally only got 1 quarter to talk to.
Yeah, no worries.
So what you're saying is, Andy, jog on.
No, jog off.
No,
That's what he's saying. He's just trying to do it nicely, but he's not.
Chat to someone, come back.
I know who's coming on, and they're a much better player than me. They're a much better coach than me. They've been there, they've done it, they've got all the T-shirts, apart from GB over 50s, because they're not that old yet. Although she's walking like she's that old at the moment.
Why is she walking like that?
It's a hard weekend, isn't it?
Right. I tell you what, it's quite funny. After everyone playing a weekend of basketball, everyone's walking around with very stiff legs.
Everyone looks like they're over 50, and they're all 20s.
Yeah.
There's only one team that's allowed to look like it. Right.
There you go. There you go, Andy.
I'll come back and speak to you soon.
Andy. Thanks for speaking to us, and hopefully we'll catch
Enjoy
you
your
soon.
vodka orange there.
I will do.
The Malaga special.
Try not to break the boom. Oh, that's what it's called, a boom mic. Like our last
boom's
guest.
all good.
And here you go. Annie's coming over here now. So
Amazing.
Absolute legend. But it looks like we're in the final quarter of this. Is this the semi-final game? Is this the semi-final game?
I think it is, yeah.
As Matt Hughes gets a dunk.
Nice.
Full court, coast to coast.
Oh, it's all exciting now.
Oh, it's weird. Thank you.
As you taught, you'll get used to speaking it. We're just keeping rolling.
So we've got basketball legend, Mark, Annie
Legend.
Scallon with us.
Legend.
Have I said your surname right?
Scanlon.
Scanlon. So
It's good that he writes it down and then can't read his own writing, so
Yeah.
then he just has a go.
No one says it right. It's okay.
The European players he does, it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
wonderful to watch.
especially the
Insults everyone in various languages at the same time.
the Eastern Europeans especially. But look, let's just talk about Annie and the impact she's had on the South Coast. I'd especially probably say from a coaching perspective
Yeah.
with Basketball England and the Solent Kestrels, and you know, one of your I guess gems is Faye.
Yeah.
Faye and Dean.
Yeah.
And you got to see her lift up the European Championship.
Yeah, that was special. That was nice to see. She's worked so hard to get to where she has got to, and it's a pleasure to have been part of her journey here. But then to go and watch her in that final and let her get her trophy, it was special.
That must have been great for you as a coach, to someone you've worked with. I mean, she left Portsmouth when she was 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, she came across to Vicky when she was under 14.
So, yeah, to see a player get that achievement after what, 5-6 years of development.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anyone else on the South Coast who's done that. She was always a good player. You could see as a
Always.
kid.
Yeah, you could, and for her last season to get the MVP of the league, under 20s MVP, and then MVP of the finals, like, she deserves everything that she's got. She's a workhorse. Like, in her summers, she would be finding a court somewhere to get a workout in.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
She put in the effort in.
she put in the effort.
And let's talk about what you've been doing for Basketball England. So, I mean, generally, you only need to be on social media to see you all over social media, all the Basketball England stuff you do. So just tell us about that.
Yeah, so this is my third year coaching a national team. So I started as the under-16s assistant coach with Karen Burton, and we did the Four Nations tournament up in Dundee. So I was
wow.
very much like,
That's cool.
oh, I'm working with a very good coach here. And then they kept me on for the next year, so we went to Dublin and we did the Four Nations, and that was with Christina. And then this year I've been fortunate to be part of the under-16s and under-14s program, which is very cool for me. And I actually took on the head coach role for the under-14s. So I wasn't expecting that. I was very nervous myself, because head coaching a national team is a big step.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, just a bit, yeah.
Yeah. And still to this day, I'm a bit like, oh, okay,
That's
I am
amazing.
a head coach of a national team. But the support that I've had around it from all the, like Vicky Milner, who is the face of the girls program here, she heads it up, she's put in so much work. I wouldn't have had those opportunities as a national coach if it wasn't for her.
Yeah.
She's a mentor and a role model to me. She always has been, so have to give her credit.
I think there's names that get repeated. I mean, like over the last year, we've talked to so many people, and there's names that get repeated over and over again. Mick Byrne, he's probably one of them.
Yeah.
Vicky Milner is definitely one of them.
Oh, 100%.
And yeah, it just highlights the impact that they've had on their area, isn't it? It's not even the Kestrels with Vicky. It's a
No.
wider area, much wider area than that. And what I love about the program here in Kestrels is you guys, I'm trying to phrase this right, it feels like you look after the players in the sense of when they outgrow the Kestrels, you're really happy for them to, yes, you go and play National League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it comes across anyway.
Yeah, massively. We want what's best for them, and like especially with Faye, we knew that we couldn't push her to the next level. We don't have WBBL. We won't get WBBL here. So we knew that we had to let her go to the next level, which she did. And the same with other players. Like, we've pushed a lot of the players out to the States to get their scholarships. Like, we've got 3 of the 4 leaving Itchen this year have all got scholarships out to the States. So we know when it's time for them to fly the nest and go elsewhere and get challenged elsewhere.
Well, you got to come on the show. We'll do a full episode just on you and your basketball journey, because we could go down so many rabbit holes here. It's really fascinating.
Do that fairly quickly if you're going to convince Annie to do that, because she's leaving the South Coast. Hang on, are we allowed to say this?
Yeah, you can say it. People know.
People know.
It's not a secret anymore. Gonna try coach in Australia, see what it's like out there.
Wow. Australian nationals, Mark.
Wow.
Getting Annie.
Skippy doo. So that's the Opals.
Yes, the Opals, but I'm going to go out to Perth in the West Coast. I know a couple coaches out there, so get some work in with them and see if I can get into the Perth Wildcats set up. That would be pretty cool.
That would be amazing.
Very cool. That's very cool. And you're going to obviously leave the sunshine here and take the rain over there.
That'd be
That's
nice.
the plan.
Yeah, we'll see.
Perth have got a good team. You know what? The one thing I'd say is people don't appreciate Australian basketball as much as they should. The National League setup is arguably, I mean, obviously everyone looks at the NBA and then you got EuroLeague, but you know, when you're talking top 5 leagues in the world, personally, from what I've experienced going around Europe, the world, it is intense.
Yeah.
So like,
without question. Because there's a lot of the feeders now, and even the NBA are putting in.
They're up for it as well.
What's it called? Rising Stars. They're doing their whole movement there, aren't they? Based on that. And when I think Kenny Jett is associated. Kenny Jett was associated with it, and Carmelo's put a lot of time into that.
And like, for example, like what I saw, the Adelaide 36ers, 10,000 fans supporting them. So look, it's intense. And funnily enough, they played Perth. So that's how, You know what? I'm sure you have this. It's only when you start to be around those elite players, and especially when I was on Adelaide, just on the court watching them warm up, and you just see how big these guys are, like former NBA players, and they're just not just talking about height, but their like shoulders are like the size of your head kind of thing. And it's
I've got a small head though, but you know.
But so successful season with the Kestrels for you, do you think?
Under 18s, yeah. It was successful in under 18s. Div 1 was more of a challenge, but that was within the whole Kestrels setup challenge, where the university pulled all their funding, which left the women a little bit tricky. Obviously we lost Faye. Christy then decided that she wasn't going to play anymore. So it was a challenge, but because the girls were young, we pulled up all the college players to play in D1. They were ready for it, but there's a lot of talented teams in the D1's league this year. I started as the assistant coach for D1 and then ended up taking over as head coach, so that was a challenge in itself as well. But it worked out, and the girls got out of it what they needed to get out of it, and they became better players because of the challenge that we put against them.
Mark, listen to the words Annie said there. The players got what they needed to get out of it. So Annie's, as a coach, is thinking about the player development, where all those individual players need to be at by the end of the season. That's what I really love about the coaching setup with the Kestrels.
Yeah, it's all about the players.
And you see it online.
So how important do you think then, as a coach, are tournaments like this for players and their development?
Yeah, massively important. So the
it's Alex Grant, here's a free!
That's his Christmas present, I think.
The Itchen team that played in the 3rd and 4th place playoff, me and Vicky were like, they need to go out and do stuff by themselves and not have one of us there rotating for them and telling them what they need to do. I think these tournaments that Mark puts on are phenomenal. The Summer League is really good for them as well, because a lot of them, they won't go out and do workouts for themselves. So actually, if they have something to do and to keep them busy, they're still staying in shape, and they're playing against older players that have a better game IQ, so it makes them better because they're having to figure out how to work out how to get past this player or how to get the open shot.
Yeah, we said the exact same thing earlier. You saw Ryan Payne Johnny Phillipson, current Portsmouth Force player, posting up Ryan Payne. And it was a great moment, just personally going, I played with Ryan 20 years ago. To see Johnny Phillipson taking him on, it's like, yeah, that's what you want to see. That's what's great about this summer league.
Yeah.
You've got your teammates waving at you. You're playing next, yeah?
We are playing next.
Is this the final?
Yeah, we're in the final.
Amazing.
Oh, wow. So we got two finals in a row.
Delivering my shoes, look.
You're getting a signal to suit up. That's it.
Delivering my shoes.
It's like, get on with it.
Well,
It's like, oh, you're going to get used to this, are you? Like, bring me my shoes.
No.
Well, look, Annie, we don't want to take away any of your warm-up time, but look, we really appreciate you coming on and having a quick chat with us.
Thank you.
You have got an open offer to come and have
Absolutely.
your own.
I'd
Definitely
love
come
to.
to the studio. We'd love to get into it.
Yeah.
I'll message you. I'll find you somewhere. I'll message
Okay.
you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, that would be great. And I have seen somewhere, I've got to get him on the show, is the legend Tom Kovas. So he's the one who saved my teeth. I don't know where he is. So for the listeners who don't know what I'm talking about, in 6 months in a basketball game, I had all my teeth knocked out, and he saved them. And he is here somewhere, but I've lost him. But I will find him. We'll talk to him. But yes, Annie, we'll be in touch.
Amazing.
That'd be a
Sounds
great
good.
one for season 2, Mark.
Yeah.
When you go
There's
to
no
Oz.
pressure, but if you do hear anything there, we're going to be calling it out. I'm just saying.
Okay.
No
When are you
pressure.
going to Oz?
1 month's time.
Oh wow. Oh, it's
Just
really
don't miss
soon.
any free throws. No
I won't
pressure.
miss any free throws.
No, don't miss any free throws. Unacceptable.
Hey, really quickly, can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
As a player, as a coach, when you're coaching a player, would you ever play against them in a scrimmage or a warm-up, or would you keep that separate?
I've tried the player coach stuff and I don't like it.
Okay. Well, what I mean by is if you can play against them and you can dominate them,
Yeah.
you have instant respect from them.
Yes.
Whereas I've seen some players playing against their coach and they're better against their coach, and it's like, oh, I'm above you almost. I
Yeah.
don't know what.
With the team this year, I joined in scrimmages if we were short on numbers in practice times. But I think what you've hit the nail on the head there. If a coach then goes against the player and the player's better than the coach, the player might, depending on who it is, they might not necessarily respect what then you're asking them to do on the court.
Yeah.
So I think as a coach, you need to know what level you're at before you put yourself in that situation, because you always want the player's utmost respect. Otherwise, they're not gonna play for you. They're not gonna play hard for you. Yeah.
You never ever play with a player unless you know you're going to dominate them, Mark.
Yeah.
Coach's job is an enabler. You got to get the most out of the people. Like, you got to know what they are and get the most out of them, and that's your role, isn't it?
I tell you, coming up on a show soon is a guy called Craig Hughes, and me and him used to coach.
You got to go warm up.
I got to warm
Get
up.
stretched and get
Too old
limber.
for this. I got to
Annie,
warm up.
thank you so much for
You're
coming on.
welcome. Speak to you soon.
Speak soon, Annie. Thank you very much.
So, Craig Hughes, me and him, he's coming on a show soon, and
Gotta have a sticker.
we deliberately were really, really nice, and then all of a sudden we would have a scrimmage right at the end,
Yeah, 100%.
and we would literally be like, we're going to dominate and push them around everything. So someone go and we'd be like, and go bang, and we were really physical, but it was making the point of like, we're going to get your respect in this game. And it was, again, I get it, you have to make sure you're better to be able to do that.
You were never going to see Phil Jackson posting up Michael Jordan. Potentially could have because of size, but you never did. You're not seeing post up Kobe. You're not seeing any of the coaches are going out and saying to Anthony Edwards, hey, I'm going to post you up and do that. They work with separate trainers nowadays. That's not what the head coach is about. The head coach is about guidance. It's about keeping all the players focused. You know, most of us have now seen The Last Dance. You saw the way in which Phil Jackson had to manage every single player separately and say, right, Dennis Rodman needs to do this and let him blow out. But then when he gets to play, he's going to be in the game and he's going to give me what I need from that game. That's what a real coach is all about, maximising how the players are going to give you what you need.
Hey, Mark, and I've just realised I can't remember a name, but number 6. So this is Blues, light blues versus like Carolina Blues versus Royal Navy Blue is how I say it. But in the Carolina Blue, number 6 is a former Portsmouth Force. Portsmouth Force. This was before the Force. Played with the youth setup. Actually played under 18s. Was a really good little player. And still playing, which is good to see. But I can't remember her name. But she was one of the main players.
But I also remember number 13 from the Summer League, who was throwing up the 3-point bombs.
Yeah, she was good, and she won MVP. What was her name?
Hammers.
What was her name? You're a disgrace.
I don't remember. I'm terrible with names.
Disgrace.
It's my thing. I just am terrible with names. Numbers, good at. Names, bad. I don't even remember song names. I just hum them. That's why the app, which I forgot the name of, obviously, when you hum the thing and it says, oh, that's this song, that's what I do, because I don't remember what they're called. Which, you know, has its downsides when you're in meetings, obviously.
That Portsmouth team that I'm referring to, this was going
Strong.
back.
Looks strong.
10 years. This is what you like. Faye and Dean, she was, I think, under 16 at the time, but the under 18 team, they were a good team. And it was strange. I think the guy organising it just when his daughter just went, I didn't want to play anymore. And everything just collapsed, and half the team came to the Kestrels, including that player. I'm trying to find her name.
I think it's quite, seeing back-to-back games, it makes you appreciate how much effort the guys have actually put into doing this. To put this many games in, we see what it's like when you organise one game. To have constant back-to-back games, I know it sounds silly when people think, oh, you've got just the venue here. You go, it's a whole turnaround, everyone's got to warm up, everyone's got to get ready. It's non-stop.
And Mark, look, we're just watching him warm up. Look, Annie can play.
She'll be under pressure on those free throws though. If she gets up for a free throw, I'm just saying, I will be making no note of that. So Annie, if you listen to this in retrospect, either congratulations or, you know, we're gonna put some numbers down on that.
I'm trying to get a guess. I've done it.
We've lured him in.
We've lured him in.
in.
This is a hard man to get. It's fine. He's shy.
He's going to come in.
He's shy, but it's all right. So we have got Portsmouth Force. Portsmouth Force guard, Jordan Walker. Jordan, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, man. I'm very tired. I'm all right. How are you guys?
There you go. Yeah, very good. Look, we've got to say, how did you feel last season went?
Last season, I mean, it was an all right season, but I feel like we underperformed slightly, so hoping for big things this season.
I mean, I want to say it was only like, what, 4 losses, was it?
Yeah.
It was only 4 losses, but the Force ended up 3rd, which is the second year in a row they've ended up 3rd. However, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, and you don't have to answer this question. I've heard that some people said, oh, the team's very similar this year. I've had one person turn around to me today and said, hey, the Force are ready to roll this year. Like,
yeah, no, everybody is very excited for this season. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces. That's as much as I can say or no. But we're definitely ready to have a better season, because I think as well, it's been like each season we've come 3rd, the league has actually increased in competitiveness. So
yeah,
that is also a difficult thing to deal with. And this year, especially with the start of D4 or conference, whatever they want to call it. But I feel like this year we're locked in more. We know each other even better. So I think we're going to make a good run at it. I can't lie.
I mean, look, the league isn't a pushover. You got Crawley Storm. We know they're going to be good.
I think they're just running it back. I can't lie. So same guys, I'm pretty sure.
So we know they got a good team. However, I would say, from what I saw last year, the Force can beat them.
Oh, absolutely.
You can beat them. But they were a good team. But also, Oxford, they're going to have a good team. Plymouth, I believe it was the Raiders who knocked the Force out in the cup competition really early on.
Last bucket, yeah.
But so look, there's some good teams there. Obviously, Surrey Scorchers 2. I'm assuming that's now going to become the Surrey 89ers.
Must.
Feeder.
Second team.
It's going to be a feeder of some sort, isn't
So
it?
you're going to
It's got
have
to
some
be.
good quality in there. I think, I don't want to say anything now, but there is a player who we'll be very familiar with who might be in that team. But I don't want to say it because I don't want to mess up his chances.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
I don't even know about him.
I would say Plymouth in particular, that was a great game for us as spectators because we saw your half-court
Oh, yeah.
buzzer beater. It was at
Yeah.
was that half-time or third quarter?
I think it was going into the half, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And it was so good that even the commentator there was like, free, Jordan,
I know.
there he goes, Jordan Walker for free. It's good.
It was so fun. I've never seen that before, but the crowd and the vibe there was amazing, but still doesn't compare to our home crowd, can't lie. So.
Well, I think again, what we try to do from an entertainment perspective is just step a little notch every maybe 3 or 4 games. We try to go up an extra notch, and I definitely can say there's been a few changes, a few things we're changing up to from game 1 to go up a couple of notches.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Like it, and you see the results of it. The crowd just increases with every game, and obviously we're playing basketball, but I feel like a major part of it's to do with you guys, obviously, because every time I come to the game, people are like, "Oh, it's just so amazing! It's such a fun event! Like you make it an event to come to." So
Yeah,
it's a
and
huge part.
you wouldn't believe how many messages, how many people ask me all the time, when's the Force start? When's the Force start? You don't know this, but in my car, I've got a bag of T-shirts that I have just in there, Force T-shirts, because so many people say, have you got any Force merch? Yeah, sure. And I go in the bag that's £10 and give Rob that money. It's just like,
Oh my God.
like you guys have got a fan base.
Yeah, I know it's amazing, and it's a really loyal and close-knit community, and I love it. That's a huge reason as to why I'm here again. Like, and a big reason why I came here in the first place. Like, Portsmouth is my home. I'm from here, and it's just amazing to be part of this community.
I've got a picture for you here. So this was Portsmouth.
Oh my gosh.
This is Portsmouth 40 years ago.
In the Mountbatten Centre.
Yeah, that's
That's
Mountbatten.
the Mountbatten
Oh my
Centre, and that's 1,200 people come to watch a basketball game.
That's crazy.
So there's a few of us who were, I mean, we were very little, but we look at that, we remember that, and we were like, that's our target.
I think you can hit it 100%. That's so crazy to see that. I remember
Yeah, the
when I was-
balcony, that was 3 deep as well. If you look at it, look, it's 3 deep at the
Everybody's come
balcony.
to see that.
They were jammed in there.
I had that picture and I couldn't help. I sent it to Colin Irish and Steve Nelson in particular and went, guys, this will bring a smile to your face. So yeah.
That is amazing to see. I remember actually when I was younger searching on YouTube for Portsmouth basketball because I was wondering, oh, what's the history like? And I saw that it was at Portsmouth FC or whatever it's called, and it looked packed, and I was like, oh, what happened? But I'm so glad that we've got what we do now. Like, Portsmouth deserves a good basketball team, a good basketball culture. There's enough people in it. So there's enough people in Portsmouth playing basketball to have a community like this and to like have a team to root for. So
Yeah, and I genuinely believe it's a matter of time because it's just if people know it's there, I'm confident that we would have those numbers again. It's just getting it out there. I think marketing is the hardest thing that you can do.
We could easily have a problem with too many people watching.
absolutely.
Easy. Like, as in turning people away. Sorry, it's booked out.
If,
No
if
problem.
all goes to plan next year, I'm pretty sure that is going to be a problem.
Well, I mean,
A good problem to have.
it is a good problem to have.
Oh, it's a great problem to
I
have.
wouldn't want to be the person coming in who gets told no,
Yeah,
you're
oh.
not allowed in. It'd be like,
People are going to
oh,
be
what?
furious. We're gonna. I think at that point they're gonna have to start selling season tickets so that people can get guaranteed seats.
Well, look, I've got an exclusive for you right now, Jordan Walker. Whilst you're having your first quarter and third quarter break, we're going to give fans the opportunity to win season tickets.
Oh really?
So
That will be very, very, very
there
nice.
is going to be 30 seconds on the clock,
Yeah.
and 2 individuals will have the opportunity to shoot a layup a free throw, a three-pointer, and a half-court shot. If they get all 4 shots in, they win themselves a season ticket.
That is amazing. You know what? I'll be very upset that I'll be in the locker room not seeing that. That sounds so cool.
Well, it's third and third. No, sorry. We're going to do that between the first and second quarter and the third and fourth quarter. So
Okay.
you'll be there.
Oh yeah, of course. I'll probably have to try and stay locked in, but I'll probably be looking inside of my eye. just to see.
That's the thing. As someone who's involved in the entertainment from a crowd perspective, if I can get to a point where the players are looking, you know you're doing something right.
Definitely. 100%. I think they're having sort of like halftime shows or something now, like dancers coming in.
My understanding is there is a dance crew coming in or cheerleaders, something like that.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't know it yet, but yeah. So it's, again, that's what I mean by notch. We keep adding these notches and notches. And I think our last home game attendance was just over 450 people. Like, once it gets to another 100, I mean, we're talking 100 people more, and
then we're done.
stopping people coming in.
Yeah.
What's capacity?
550.
550. Yeah.
So we're only 100 away. And I think you saw it in that last home game. It was like, man, this is, there's not much room here.
Definitely not. And you could feel the atmosphere. You could, like, when we scored, you could hear everybody like shouting. It was never. That's the biggest crowd I've ever played in front of. I played in loads of different places, loads of teams. I played in Spain, semi-pro. Like, that is the biggest crowd I've played in front of.
Yeah.
Well, we see it as a home court advantage as well, like 100%.
Deal.
Because
I
there's things.
want it to get loud. That's my only thing. I want it to get louder. So I've got a couple of ideas to do it. I do have a wireless mic now, so I can move around. So I can actually go in with the Force fans and try to interact and get it louder. That's my plan.
Amazing.
But while we got you here, Jordan, I've got to say what I love watching you play with the energy that you bring, because every player has something that they bring. Like if I said Ollie, I'd say he brings like a steadiness, like I said, like a calm. But there's always like you give him the ball, and it's sort of like you see the court breathe a little bit, and then when you get the ball, you're dynamic, you're doing something with it. And I think the team need people like that, because you can't have all of one type of player or other. You've got to have some of that. So it's always good watching you play, and you bring that energy to it.
Appreciate
it's
that.
It's always fun.
It means a lot. I just go out there and play hard every time. I love playing basketball. I love being on the floor, so why not go out and go hard every time? That's what I do. Try to do the best I can. I'm trying to get back in the shape I was at the beginning of the season to be able to have that through the whole season. That's my goal so far. So just trying to really push out. That's why I was pushing here, just to get into that shape, basically.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
I think I can tell you, I know you're one of the fan favourites.
Oh.
But what I would say, just from interacting with you and talking to you, events like this and after the game and stuff, one of the things that I love about your character is your attitude towards the game, and everything that you're saying now is just strengthening that for me, where you're like, look, I need to get fitter. I need to do this. What can I do to improve my game? So that's one of the things I really like about you as a player.
No, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I just try to do the best I can, and I feel like it's respectful for the people that are like putting in the work to put you in those positions, to like people that like you guys that work hard to make it an event, like to help the community. I feel like if you're going all in, then I've got to as well. So
amazing. Well, look,
appreciate that a lot.
Jordan, I didn't think we were going to get this long with you, so I really appreciate it.
No, thank you very much.
Nice one. Thanks, Jordan.
Yes,
and we'll
sir.
see you soon. See you in a few weeks for the Mickey Byrne Cup.
Yep, I'll be there.
Nice.
All right,
Brilliant.
guys.
Nice
Appreciate
one.
it.
Thanks, Jordan.
Love, Rob.
That's the legend, Jordan Walker, Mark, we've had on the show now. And,
Pleasure, man.
And here I'm trying to get his attention.
Get him over. Get him
it's
over.
Craig.
More people we coax over, the better. It's good because we're here, and it's like we're forcing them. They have to speak, whether they like to speak or not.
To
It's
us
like
live
there's a
on
mic.
the podcast. There you go.
It's a bit like if you ever see Martin Brundle do the grid walk, and everyone just comes up to him and goes,
You
"There's a
have to talk to
microphone.
him.
I'm going to speak to you, whether you like it or not."
Here we go. Hey, we got Craig Sorrell.
Hello,
who,
everyone.
Came on the podcast. Oh God, what was it? 2-3 months ago.
Yes, yeah, about that. Yes.
So Craig was the. I just realised what I'm about to say. I guess former BBL employee who was doing all the courts. You're doing the courts for the SBL, right?
Who knows? Don't know yet.
Wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see.
Well, look, we all see the work that you do, and that'll be great. So I just got to ask you. Sorry, my mind just slipped there because I was trying to get someone's attention, but he blanked me. But I got to ask you, how did Italy go?
Italy was an experience. It was really cool to be involved in the GB setup. It was my first international tournament. I loved every minute of it. I learnt a lot, which from my age, I feel like it's quite difficult to do these days. But it was a learning experience and just a life achievement for me. So absolutely loved it. It was great. It was a great fun tournament, and yeah, it was good.
Brilliant. And how did the team do?
We finished 9th overall in the end. We lost our.
You had a tough group.
Yeah.
It was Spain. Was it Spain, Italy? Yeah.
Jordan. We lost all 3 group stage games, and then we beat Austria, and then lost to another Spanish team after that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I was keeping an eye on the results for you guys, but it was, yeah, it was. You're looking at it going, man, this looks. It was stacked, like.
Yeah.
Especially one of the in the over 35s, they played. Who did they play? They played
Spain.
It might have been Spain. It might have been Italy as well. They're playing one of the teams, and they were having a friendly chat with them afterwards. And sorry, Mark's just handed me this. Craig Sorrell interview, April 23rd. That is episode number 97.
I had to look it up. As soon as you said that, I was like, that's not right. I'm going to find the date now.
But, yeah, so one of the FIBA GB guys was talking to this Spanish guy or Italian guy, and he was like, oh, so, you know, he was saying to him, where are you playing your basketball and how's it all going on and stuff like that, and they were interacting, and he was like, look, where did you learn to play basketball? And he was like, oh, I learned to play in handball, you know, I'm part of the Handball Hornets setup. And he was like, what about you? And he's like, yeah, I used to play for Denver. He's like, what? You're a former NBA player? He's like, yeah, I used to play for Denver. I was the number 9th pick in 2004 or something like that. It was like, oh wow, this tournament is stacked. So it's interesting when you go to those tournaments, you actually sometimes don't realise, especially internationally, who you're actually going up against.
No, that's right. We had in the Italy game, they had some players who had played at a high level, like Serie A sort of league in Italy. There's a couple that played in the NBA, and it was just an honour to be on court with some of those guys and just to have that experience. I mean, you know, we went from about 6 or 7 training sessions together to playing on court with ex-NBA players. So it was scary, definitely, but it was just an experience and an honour to be on that court with them, really.
We got to ask, we've heard rumours, we've never spoken to anyone as yet who's been there. Did you manage to get to the Swiss party? And if so, was it as good as they say?
I didn't go.
Oh!
Wow.
No.
Wow. We wanted the inside scoop.
I did hear lots about it.
I
did hear lots about it, but I wasn't there. I went to the Mark Jackson's. They did a party at that hotel, so we went to that one instead.
Okay.
Keeping it loyal to the GB organisation.
Was there much support between the teams of the GB? Because online it definitely looked like that.
Yeah, I mean, when we had days off or mornings or afternoons off, we had a few hours to spare. I mean, there was games going on in about 15, 16 different venues, so it was only a bus journey to go and watch other teams. So I personally wanted to go and support as many GB teams as I could while I was out there, because I've got friends in quite a lot of the different teams as well. So it was nice to just go and support them and see how they were doing as well. Yeah, I think there was a lot of teams that did the same. Everybody was backing each other, so really good atmosphere for the GB organisation.
Oh, amazing. And look, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I feel we owe it to journalism, Mark, to ask this question. But can you talk about the BBL stuff? So by all means, don't if you don't want to.
BBL, SBL, what are we calling it?
No, like the BBL. Like, how did you find out? Did you just get like a letter in the post, or?
No, I literally had a phone call, but I wasn't like, I only worked the finals events, so I wasn't an employee on paper. It was more just the finals event. So I found out pretty much the same time as everybody else did on social media, but. Yeah, it's a strange one. Like I don't know whether I'll be doing another finals event or anything like that yet. We don't know. We're just waiting to hear. It's a strange position. But at the same time, I've been doing it since 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
So good 10, 11 years. You know, doing those courts and running those events. I feel like I've achieved anyway. So if I didn't do it again, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I feel like I've had my moment and made a bit of an impact for myself. But
I'd like to think that your experience over, you know, the 12 years, but even prior to that, you know, that you're going to be the first number they call when they come to that. I'd imagine they're going down a list of, right, what is the name of the league? What's the legality on it and all of that? Okay, what are the teams are we in? Now they're getting to there. Okay, right. When we started, what's the thing? I know I'm really simplifying it there, but it feels like they're going to go to a list and go, right, finals. Who's going to organise this? And that's where it will kick in.
Yeah. I'd like to think that they will look at how the last few years have gone for the BBL. You know, there's definitely been great signs of improvement and more fans watching games, you know, more involvement. The finals events themselves, the events have got bigger and better every year. I'd like to think someone out there is looking at that and going, we need to continue to keep growing that with what we've got and understand where it's coming from. So hopefully someone will recognise it and keep people on board that needs to be on board. Yeah.
Well, I hope to see what is it? Is it SBL or SLB? What? Super
SLB.
Basketball?
SLB at
Super
the moment,
League,
but...
Super League Basketball. Okay, Super League.
Super League
SLB.
Basketball. I'm sure Ireland loves that because that's exactly the name of their league, but, you know.
I don't think it matters. It's
it does when you're trying to get a domain or any sort of internet stuff. There's no profiles or anything.
But Super League Basketball .uk or Super League UK Super League Basketball. I don't think it matters.
They might as well just call it ball in hoop.
How many teams have got NBL?
Look, end of the day, they had to make a decision to get things moving, so they had to do something, I guess. But it is not good, ideally. But it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
I'm worried, Paul, that Craig's got his tools in his van, and he's going to take some of these rings down or something. Like, as soon as it finishes, there's going to be little bits of the hardwood going.
You give him the opportunity.
Get the spares going in the back of the van.
I do have something to tell you guys, actually.
Oh, no. Hey, is that Durant top up yet? Is that all framed up?
It's framed. It's on the wall in my hallway, so as soon as you walk through the front door, you can see it. And if they don't see it, I'm pointing it out, so don't worry. No, I'd like to do a little shout out, if I may.
Yeah.
So, Bristol Flyers, I want to do a little shout out to those guys because just a couple of weeks ago, they gave me a phone call and said that they were upgrading their hoops at their court, and would I be interested in having their old ones? And they gifted me their 4 hoops.
What an amazing thing!
I just wanted to show my appreciation to them as well.
Wow.
It's something that doesn't happen very often, and they recognise the fact that I'm trying to create these events and do things for basketball, and they literally said, come and get them, they're yours. So big shout out to those guys.
Oh, that's very cool.
That is very cool.
Hang on, do you have to get another container? And how did you get that past the missus? Did she see a second container there and he's like, love, I've got something to tell you. What? I've got 4 new basketballs. Hoops. And I've got a new court on its way.
Yeah. That might be the next thing. Yeah.
We're doing triple the amount of events.
Go listen to episode 97, 98. Go listen to how mental Craig's setup is, just to get an idea of. He likes the hardwood and he likes the basketball nets. Just say that.
Yeah.
Some people collect trains.
Oh, that's
Craig
very
collects
cool,
basketball
though.
courts.
Absolutely. You'll
That-
be pleased to hear there's no more containers in the back garden. We're just sticking with the one. Fortunately, one of my good friends has got a big warehouse.
Oh, nice.
And he's allowing me to store stuff there now. So it's better access. Everything's upgrading a little bit. So no more working out of a container. The
that
wife
makes a
is
big
very
difference.
happy.
So if I said to you straight away, how many containers could they store? You already know that answer, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
I
that's
work
it.
it
That's
out.
the addict right there.
I've worked
you
out
know
in
how many.
hoops and courts.
Nice. Well, your boy Durant, he had a great Olympics, by the way, didn't he?
He played
What an
brilliantly.
Olympics.
Yeah. Still one of my top players, without a doubt. Love that guy.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
Did you enjoy the Olympics?
Yeah, I didn't get to see all of it. I was in Italy. I went over there again for a second time in July. I took 3 of my juniors over for summer camp.
Okay.
So I was over there at the time, but I did get to watch some of the USA games while I was there. And loved what I was watching. It was great to just see that team connecting together on court and seeing all the stars working together. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
We were saying how it was so good that other countries got to see how good like the rising tide. It's like, yeah, all the countries are getting better at basketball.
Yeah.
And that it isn't not just an international game in brackets like, oh no, everyone's come to play. Like America didn't have it easy.
No, not at all.
And although Paul thinks they had maybe an easy way to the final, perhaps, compared to some other teams.
Are they much easier than France?
Still, it was like you saw Sudan, you saw some of the other countries, and you go like, they were monsters on the court.
Yeah,
Absolutely brilliant.
I actually went to the USA versus South Sudan game in London just before the Olympics, and just watching Sudan play, it was insane to see the passion coming out of those guys on that court, just showing that they wanted to win everything.
won it.
You know, they went for everything, and for me, that was a much better game than the USA-Germany game.
Actually, I mean, you're the man that Mr. Deng should hook up with. He should be like, tell you what, Craig, get us a container, send it over. You know, we want to build some courts. You've got like 25 probably stored somewhere that no one knows about.
Yeah, give me a shout, I'll be there. I'm happy to help anybody, no matter
Well,
what.
if you're listening, give Craig a call. He'll get you sorted with a court.
Well, look, Craig, it is great talking to you, mate, and I'm glad you had a good time in Italy. And what's next for Craig Sorrell in the
thank
basketball
you.
world? You got your tournament coming up.
No, so my tournament got put on hold this year, mainly because of the Italy trip. As soon as I found out that I was going to be going to Italy for GB, I had to sort of rein something back in a little bit this year because I just didn't have the time to do it. So that tournament's been put on. It's going back in again next year though. It's going to be a nice big tournament. Something's going to be a bit different with it next year. Got a few plans going in place, but right now my next move, now this is finished for me, is concentrating on my home club, my little local league club where all our juniors are playing now.
Oh, brilliant.
That's still building very nicely, so just going to keep working on that for the rest of the off season.
And what's the name of your tournament that you do?
Bridport 3-on-3.
And that's at the end of August, the August bank holiday weekend.
Correct, yeah. So it would have been next weekend.
Oh, okay. I kept on saying to Mark, I'm like, Mark, there's this tournament coming up that we're going to. We got to do it. And I was like, I'm not seeing. So I'm not sure it makes sense now. So Well, look, Craig, thank you so much for coming on, and it's nice seeing you again, mate.
Absolute pleasure as always, and it was also nice to see you getting back on the basketball.
Yeah,
So well done for that.
Trying to. I said earlier, the guy who fixed my teeth is actually here, so I'm going to get him to come on. He's a good player as well, so he was very, very kind to me. But he must be in the second court. So
We have
I
a very
will get him on.
talented basketball community, don't we?
Yeah. And it's a great community. Like, for example, I mean, I wasn't going to do it, but Rob Milne, the chairman of the Portsmouth Force, he put this fundraiser out, and like quite quickly it went over like $2,000. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And again, like, couldn't to go through that and then be like, right, I got $5,000 bill. It was a pain. Like, it was like, oh man, I got $5,000 to fix my teeth. And Yeah, so for half the bill to get sorted just by the community, I'm really appreciative. And like I said, if anyone needs my help with anything like that, you just need to give me a call, and I'll be there to help, whatever it is. So
we are a small community at the end of the day. We all want to look after each other and make sure everybody's there, right?
And growing.
Everyone's still there.
And growing.
Absolutely.
The highest played sport, the team sport other than football in the UK.
Yeah, and yet still lacking in funding.
Yeah.
I think we are getting there. It's slowly but steadily building.
Well, brilliant. Craig, thanks so much, mate. Lovely talking to you. And yeah, we'll talk soon.
Enjoy.
Mark, just say...
He's muting me as well now.
Oh, sorry.
Nice to see you, Craig. Oh, he's off. He's off on his walkabouts again. I think maybe while we do this, we will take a pause and have a drink. There's a gap in the games, and we'll see what happens after that.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode. That is the end of this part. But do not worry, because coming soon is the second part of this episode, and it will be available soon.